Everybody is on the call except for Kevin Brownlee, and maybe he'll join us at some point. Just text me when we are live. Though it's 3:30 now.
I love the clock.
Yeah, this clock is really useful.
Oh, 2 minutes to 7, right?
Yeah. Like,
All right.
there he is.
Ah, Kevin Brownlee, we have a full group. Wow, Kevin, you were the last one. Excellent.
Pretty good.
Very good. All right. Live, question mark? Recording started. Very good. All right. So I will call to order the Spokane Park Board meeting of December 9th, Thursday at 3:30. We have a full group today, everybody present and accounted for, as well as a few guests. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda today? Hearing none, we'll move on to public comment. Is there anyone here for public comment today? Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Park Board members, you see in front of you 6 items on the consent agenda. Is there any Park Board member who would like one of those items removed for discussion? You all are a very amenable group today, so we will vote on all 6 as presented. So I move that we vote on all 6 items on the consent agenda as presented. Is there a second?
I second that.
Thank you, Sally. And all those in favor signify by saying aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? No opposed, so the consent agenda passes. So today we have a special recognition, and there is an individual present who has been a public servant for 50-some years for parks in our city. He worked as a director for 34 years with the Park Department. He is constantly available for input. He's an individual whose heart and soul is all about the Park Department and all about making Spokane parks the best that they can be. And even when we disagree from time to time, his questions and his challenges, I think, make us better. He brings things to a point where we have to think about them, where we are reminded of priorities, and he's just a phenomenal human being. And I am talking about Hal McGlaffrey. So Hal, you are here under false pretenses today because we wanted to surprise you and let you know how very, very much we have appreciated all of your work over the years and what a fine, fine person you are as a colleague. So, and I think Garrett wanted to say something?
And
Sure.
I will too.
Yes, and Jerry and Steve?
And I did too.
And we have a few things for you, Hal.
We do.
One, of course, is poinsettias from Manitou Park, homegrown.
Oh,
And,
I love it. It's gorgeous.
you know, I've been with the department a long time now, and my interactions first started with Hal back in the Citizen Advisory Committee when we started looking at the master plan for Riverfront Park and his involvement, historical knowledge, knew the park in and out. And also, when we talk about, you know, affordable entertainment and recreation, looking at our history, recognizing individuals like Bill Fern in the conservation area, Hal's involvement spearheading the discussion around the Vietnam Memorial, and then the great restoration project that we're able to fulfill doing that. And so it's been a constant effort, even though we're doing this today, Hal. It doesn't mean that it's the end.
Yeah, you're not getting off the hook.
It's not getting off the hook. We just wanted to recognize you. So have a poinsettia, and also just I have a little custom Parks and Recreation coin too that I just like to read on the back. Inscribed is "Thank you for your dedication to Spokane's treasured parks and recreation and programs and improving the quality of life for all." So thank you, Hal, for your constant commitment and your passion for making this the best place to live in this country. And I do believe we do have the best parks and natural land system in the entire country, and a lot of that is for all the dedicated employees that we've had in the past and the current volunteers that we have today. So
Yes,
thank you, Hal.
well said. Well said. So, Steve.
Okay. It's a hard, keep a secret from this guy.
We've been.
I've always felt it important not to lie to a friend, and I probably came the closest in my 40-year friendship with Al of trying to let the cat out of the bag. I've known Hal, since the early eighties, and what began as a contractual relationship, has turned into one where Hal became my best friend, and I was honored to be his best man at his wedding. And I came to appreciate a man with impeccable integrity, a hard-working professional in his field, a person who was totally dedicated to this department and to the city of Spokane. And I think he was also dedicated to the vision that the city had for Riverfront Park and the vision that those who organized Expo 74 had for this site, the site of the fair. In honoring Hal today, the one thing I think I would like to recognize the most with his work with the city of Spokane, Hal never forgot that it was a park and recreation department. That parks were more than just open space and beauty, and protecting those spaces as a primary function, but parks where people could play, have fun, to gather, to rejoice in life itself. And Riverfront Park has become just that. I remember the day passes, the Ferris wheel, the bumper cars, the mini planes, the other rides and attractions. And I see the continuation of activity like Pig Out in the Park, Hoop Fest, Bloom's Day, where concerts now, graduations, activities, every type are taking place in the park. And it is truly the people's park. I remember it's a park where financially challenged family members could bring their children to Riverfront Park and turn them loose. The children just had to be patient enough to get back in line, and they could ride all day. And if they brought up a sack lunch for $15.95, it was a summer of fun, and the family never had to worry about telling their children they had run out of money. It served all of Spokane citizens. It was a park where thousands of young people had summer jobs. They learned job skills. They learned serving the citizens of Spokane, and importantly, serving the youth. I remember that Hal was a good businessman. He brought some of the highest revenues to the park during the years that he was director, and that helped greatly in financing park activities and the maintenance expenses, which were a challenge in the early days. As one whose own business worked with numerous clients, big and small, I came in working with him for 5 years as a marketing consultant to admire his management style, to see the devotion and the dedication his employees had for their work. If you talk to anyone who worked under him, worked for him, you see the admiration that they have and continue to have for Hal. He fought to preserve the integrity of the park, challenging some who asked if the park was the proper place for the Science Center to be housed in the heart of the park, the pavilion. It was fighting for the rides on the North Bank, and then seeing the realization of the development of the North Bank Children's Area really heightened because of the awareness that he made for the need for children's activities in the park, and his continuing efforts to fight for every aspect of the park, including the maintenance of the Vietnam Memorial that was just completed. Even though Hal retired from the department some time years ago, he never left his mission. He's a prime example of the dedication that thousands of city employees that I've known who work every day to make the city great. And those employees continue to care for this city after they leave their positions. And folks, that's unique. That's unique to the city of Spokane. We all should be proud of it. I've watched the joy and purpose he had over the year in serving the department. Hal was blessed with a job whose work, whose mission, every day was to bring joy to people's life, and he did that so well. It's amazing when you can be paid for making other people happy. He served the community in so many other ways. His service to the Northeast Youth Center, his service to youth sports. I remember yelling at him as he was the referee for my daughter's basketball game. I even loved him for those lousy calls. But his service to the city of Spokane is long and historic. I found a quote that kind of sums up his leadership style. And I couldn't find out who had written it. I finally found out it was a a woman named Bridget, Trifle. And it was leadership is not about being the best. Leadership is about making everyone else better. And he personified that, and he continues to do that. And he's not afraid to be outspoken, to fight for the things that he thinks are important, but he's always accepted the decisions that were made and continued his love for the park. And how I've treasured our friendship over the 40 years, and I'm so proud to be a part of today's celebration, and I appreciate the park board allowing me to come. Thank you all.
Yeah, well said.
Thank you.
Very well said. Jerry?
Well, Hal, first of all, I just want to say, you have found me now twice. Do you remember the first time? The first time, for those of you watching, goes back to the Natatorium Park days. And it was our first 50-year dedication, wasn't it, for the carousel that we were going to be putting on? And somebody, I don't know who, said, oh, I think I know someone you need to call. So Hal called and asked if I would come down, being the last of the Vogel family. And Tom Foley was there, and a variety of other candidates, if you will, or representatives. And it was the first getting back with the carousel and being able to bring a full class of children from one of the schools where I was principal at that time. So that was number one.
And I called every Vogel in the phone book to see if they were related. And they weren't.
No.
And so I was stymied until I mentioned that story to somebody, and they said, oh, his stepdaughter
Yeah.
is a principal in the Meade School District. Oh, wow.
There we go. So that was number one. And then, well, there was actually three. The other one was our daughter Wendy. And when she was a junior in high school, her summer before senior year, she ran the carousel. Hello. And in those days, they could still jump on and off, like I was taught by my dad. Yeah. And it's really cool if you can do that.
I want to see you do that sometime, Jerry.
Yeah, right. So anyway, and then now we get to number three, and number three is when we moved back in 2015. And I found Hal, and of course Betty, and just started, finding out where I could go to work. And so Hal was very, very encouraging to take a look at the park board. And of course, having lived in the county all those years, I, knew of everything, but didn't really understand the depth of what this park board is all about. And what the timing, how could not have been better. And selfish on my part, because we then started the North Bank. And the only thing done here when I got here was skate ribbon.
Yeah.
And then we were, I met with Steve McNutt, and then we were moving into the carousel and that type of thing. So, but all along that way, you have called, we have chatted, we've had coffee, we have discussed and reviewed and moved through just a variety of things. But when the park board group was talking about who could we recognize, you're right there.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody else who was actually
You're
on the
right
list,
there.
Al.
And when I got a chance to be able to come today, it was so great to just give you a big hug and say, attaboy.
Yeah,
So thank you. From the Vogel family
yeah,
and the Loof.
yeah. Any other park board members?
Yeah, Hal, this is Rick Chase. I just wanted to thank you for all your years of service to us. When I used to do the junior golf program for the city, I would come to you and ask you questions. And, thank you for mentoring me through a lot of this. And, you and I have known each other for a couple of decades now. So, once again, I just want to thank you for everything you've done for all the parks. and just not Riverfront Park, but all the parks. And please keep up the good work, and I hope you stay with us forever and ever.
Me too.
Good. You all heard him say that. We're all witnesses. All right. Anybody else?
I'll just say, Hal, I just always really appreciated when I was, my time as president, how your counsel and your input and the ideas that you brought to me, the things that you have done for the parks, for Spokane as a whole, I really value all that time and those conversations that you and I had, and just appreciate everything you've done. And I hope Spokane understands truly what impact you had on our community. Thank you for everything.
Yeah. I think Riverfront Park would not entirely be what it is if it weren't for your input, Hal. Yeah, yeah. And Barb?
Hi, Hal. So I've been falsely videotaping this because your daughter Tracy is so excited and so proud of you, and the whole family is. And I just wanted to say thank you, and I wish I was there in person.
Thank you.
Hi, Hal, this is Sally Lodato. I didn't get to work with you very long, but I sure appreciate all the history and all the amazing things you've done to make this community what it is today. And the little bit we've interacted, I've really appreciated everything that you've brought to the table, and I just want to take the time to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Hal. It's been a great resource.
Thank you.
Mr. Cathcart?
Yeah, I have not had the privilege of really getting to know Hal, so I don't have a lot of personal things to say, but just congratulations on the honor, and it sounds like somebody that I would get along with swimmingly, so.
I hear a future coffee happening. So, since others took their mask off while they were speaking, I want to make sure that I am able to read this. Anybody else before I read something? So, we have a plaque here that says, City of Spokane Parks and Recreation, in grateful appreciation to Hal McGlathery for his dedication and service to the citizens of Spokane as a valued parks employee for 34 years, from 1970 to 2004, and for his passionate 50-year advocation for parks for the benefit of the Spokane community. And those are some pretty big numbers, folks, so thank you again, Hal. Well done.
If I pull it off?
Were you surprised? Yeah. He's never going to believe anything we say from here on out.
No.
And I think God will forgive you, Steve, for lying to your best friend.
All
All right.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
I can't think of another organization or body that recognizes people. To have something from this park board would be the most important thing that I could ask for. When I came in 1970, there were probably 5 or 6 park board members that had been on for 25 years plus. Dr. Geiser, Fred Ferguson, some of the names escape me actually, but so they had a history back to World War II.
Wow.
So, but who's keeping the history before that?
Yeah.
Well, we know about Audrey White, who's
Yeah.
the first park board member. We know about the Olmsted brothers
Yes.
doing the work that they did that really forecast a history that we could all be proud of this park system. So the history has all been a part of my thing because I knew those people knew the history, a large part of it. Other things that cause us to remember the history, Duncan Gardens. John Duncan from Boston, of all places, came and was here for years as the superintendent of parks, and we remember him through the Duncan Gardens.
Yes.
And that's like a big statue of telling what the parks are all about. It's Duncan Gardens
Yes.
that tells the history. So those kind of things I find to be really neat. The carousel. Jerry knows that story better than anybody, but that's a history that needs to be not ever forgotten. We have a nice new carousel building now because of that, and the history But when I first came to town, I was shown the carousel that was in storage, that had been purchased by Bill Fern and the Park Foundation. And it was a pile of junk. It was old, run-down horses and gears and members and so forth piled up in a storage building. And Rod Zosky said, you know, this is Bill Fern's idea. He got money to buy this old merry-go-round. And we referred to it in the early days before anything was done as Fern's Folly. Fern's Folly. Well, look at what Fern's Folly is.
Yeah.
Because of the history, because somebody had some insight, Bill Fern, to see some value. Look at, and that's a historic feature that tells a story about that carousel for so many years and how important that is to the park system and to this city. So
Yes.
the history has always been really important to me. That's why I've been an advocate for recognizing Bill Fern for what he did to get funds for the land purchase for the expo, to be concerned about prominent recognition for King Cole for what he did, which I think is the single most important positive influence of the history of Spokane. I find myself really concerned about the history, because the history, that's an inspiration to anybody. If, as long as we got a way to remember the gardens or the carousel, after we're all long gone, that's an inspiration to everybody else that's doing the same stuff that we're doing now.
That's right.
To do an incredible, good job. So knowing the history is important, and this body has been very historic, and I thank you for even saying thank you to me. I'm just thrilled to still be a part of it, and I feel like I still am a part, and I have no reason to do anything else except find reasons
To hang around?
to help make it better.
Good, good. I think you should write a book with all of the history that you know. I think you should write a book of Spokane Parks and Recreation and the Park Board, because that needs to be documented before it's forgotten. So you know a lot, Hal. I think it would be a great service.
And that's a good reminder for me, because I have been introduced to a young lady from Olympia. First name Tracy, I'll have to think of her last name, but I met with her about 4 weeks ago, Hal, because she's very interested in that park. Because the piece of history there that I represent is not been told.
Yeah.
So this would be an avenue where I could connect you with Tracy.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right, you have your next project, Hal.
We'll put you to work.
All right, thank you, everybody. So now we're going to move on to the Spokane Youth and Senior Centers Association quarterly update, and we have Lisa Rosier from the Southside Senior Center.
Thank you. So I believe my slides will be going up here.
I think so.
Yes.
I hope so.
So,
Oh, look at that cute one.
There you go.
there we are.
Yay.
There it is.
Oh, Pamela's wonderful.
Yes.
Isn't she?
And Councilmember Cathcart, you look very
So,
cute right
yes.
now.
So, thank you, everybody for allowing me to speak on behalf of the youth and senior centers and community centers. And thank you to the Park Board for allowing me to share your space, because I miscommunicated where I was supposed to be. So I appreciate that. And so, slide please, the next one. Yeah, thank you. So this is a list of all the members of CISCA. I think you've heard the presentations before. You know, Corbin, Martin Luther King, Mid-City, Northwest East Youth Centre, Project Joy, who are actually in our building, the great organisation, the Cento Senior Centre, Southside Community Centre that I represent, the Southwest Spokane Community Centre, and of course the West Central Community Centre, and I think we're all familiar with those. Slide, please. So, all the different organisations send slides whenever we do a presentation here, and this one is from Josh from the Cento, and their board member Tom Higgins was able to get some prints of historic Spokane, and we're talking about history, donated to Cento, and they presented them at a rib dinner. I guess one of their members you'll see in the photograph, she actually went for extra, so I guess it was a really good ribs. The Cinto Travellers took a jet boat tour. You can see a photograph there of the tour. They had a great time at the Snake River. They're also looking at doing Sunday and Monday afternoon dances together, which is really important. The dances are a huge hit in all of our centres. Slide, please. Project Joy, as I said, they're housed at the centre. They're a great organisation. There's over 200 members, musicians, famous musicians actually, who have retired. During the third quarter, they continue to provide entertainment to care centres and the retirement community. They don't charge. Sometimes they ask for a donation, and they've helped us out at our lunches. There's a variety of different types of entertainment you could get from them. They have senior serenaders. A lot of our first-year nurses come to the centre, and they come and talk to them to hear them as well. So they do get a lot of requests. They have groups of 15 or more members are preparing to start some more in-person rehearsals throughout November. So that's a wonderful organisation that probably is a bit underutilised. People should be aware of them, particularly if you have other events. Slide, please. Mid-City Concerns, they're continuing modified hours, and they just had that big capital improvement done, which was fantastic. They're doing in-meal services and social hours. They're not charging for membership, which is great that they're in a position they can do that. And it's obviously brought some new friends. And as we all know, that strangers are only friends you haven't met yet. They did a Monster Mass celebration, October 29th, which is a kick-off for transitioning to some new hours from 8:30 to 3. So that's great. That's a great organisation too. Slide, please. The Hilliard Senior Activity Centre, their fitness classes continue to be popular. They do art activities, drawing class, things like that, and they're actually improving on those. Safe day travel trips, they're very big on the day trips and the travel programs. And they're growing daily with their activity and programs and services. Slide, please. Colburn Senior Activity Centre, there had Elvis. Elvis was in the building, so they had a big Elvis party and a celebration, which was a huge success. They've done over 35 trips. They're very big on travel and very good on travel and day trips, particularly with their members. They're having free soup and social lunches on Tuesdays, and it's been very successful in introducing people to each other. You know, if you have share food, you will bring in people, and it's a great way to break down barriers. They're going to be starting their own exercise classes again, and especially for widow and widowers group, and also some pinochle parties. And you can see they have a lot of response, you know, from their activities. Slide, please. West Central Community Centre, they spend their time playing bingo, having some fun and learning some new skills. They had a summer camp for the kids. This one was at the Blue Zoo, and you can see a mermaid up there entertaining the kids. They do exist. They enjoy mentorship, and they participate in activities with the Spokane Police Activities League, and they've got 20 kids that they've given sports scholarships to, which is fantastic. Slide, please. MLK Community Centre, they have seniors at the centre now. They're receiving in-person services at the centre, which is wonderful, that they can do, particularly after this pandemic. Slide, please. Southwest Community Centre, they do a lot of outside activities, splashboard, basketball, and use the playground equipment at Coeur d'Alene Park. And, you know, Torrington Park, that's a great way to access and utilise the parks in Spokane. Slide, please. And of course, this is mine, the Southside Community Centre. We actually did something for the first time. We had a hallway Halloween event, a haunted Halloween event, because we wanted people in the community to feel safer, particularly with the pandemic. So we did all the pandemic responses we're supposed to do with the sanitizers. And this is the first time that we've done it. We had actors dressing up in character. We had some volunteers being scary ghouls and things. All the food was donated from like Safeway and sponsors. It was such a hit that the parents felt it was safe, it was warm, that we'll be doing that every year from now on. We also had a Thanksgiving lunch. A lot of people in all of our centres, Thanksgiving, they usually don't have family for Thanksgiving. So this is usually the only time for Thanksgiving and Christmas that they actually get a home-cooked meal. And it's a way for them to network. So we also had our annual report during that Thanksgiving. We do some day trips too. We met a donkey on one of our day trips. And on the right-hand side, we do have City Council President, Brian Biggs, come and present to our centenarians. And it's not just centre centenarians, we opened it up to centenarians in the Spokane community. Being from Australia, when you turn 100, the Queen sends you a certificate and a letter to congratulate you on becoming a centenarian and turning 100.
Wow.
And I thought, well, why aren't we doing something like that in Spokane to honour our centenarians in our community for their great achievements? So it was something that was started at the centre, that we started a couple of years ago, and the City Council presidents have come in. They do a certificate on behalf of the City Council, and they presented. We had 4 or 5, I think, centenarians who were honoured. They get gifts and things, and they got a plaque to recognise their achievements. I think our oldest there was 102. One of them, actually, a couple of years ago, she was 105 or 6, I think.
Wow.
So it's very popular, and they love it. They feel very touched to be recognised by the city, and so that's something that that we will continue to do. Continue to do. Slide, please. So these are some of our figures, individual figures for the third quarter, and we're only in the third quarter. And given the pandemic, I think this is pretty good with our attendance rates and some of our volunteer hours. Slide, please. So if we look at just adding up those figures for the quarter, it was over 231,000 participant hours, and it's only the third quarter report. We did some fundraising, so all of our centres do fundraising, and to leverage the funds that we get through the park department. And, you know, it is impressive given that through the pandemic and the current economy that we were able to do that, and that was through the support of our members. I know personally, you know, I would each week when we were closed, email all our members, let them know what's happening, what we're doing. You know, we were applying for grants and everything else, and you know, members would sometimes, we had a book exchange just to try to keep that connection, because, you know, statistics will show that a lot of people, particularly some of our seniors who are on their own and people with disabilities, the number one cause of death is loneliness. And so our centres are a great way to connect and to bring some of that experience and expertise that Hal was talking about back into our centres with that local knowledge. And so when we look at our volunteer hours, and a lot of times some of our volunteers underreport a little bit because they don't want to get any credit or kudos for volunteering. But for the ones that did, so far there was over 16,000 hours. And if you look at the minimum wage, that's over $221,000 of volunteer time. And I'm sure it's a lot more than that so far. Slide, please. So on behalf of all of our organisations, our members, the directors, the board of directors, we want to thank you, Park Board, for your continued support. Parks and Recreation, Jennifer's fabulous. It's great to work with Jennifer and the team, Pamela, for your commitment to our missions, and also to the communities we serve. You know, we're a lifeline, and we all, you know, we're all going in different directions. We want to become a multicultural centre. We do a lot of multicultural weddings and events, but we provide a service that's local to the communities that we serve, and it's a very valuable service. And so we appreciate your support, your continued support, and, you know, we want to wish you a safe and happy holiday season. So again, thank you very much for supporting us.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I always enjoy these updates, and I think this is one of the most important things we do, because it is true that we can lose our seniors if we don't stay in touch with them. And there's all that history. Yes, Hal? Yes.
I just want to say that I was on the original NYSA committee, and that's had to be before 2004. I can't tell the exact year. So you've been doing this for 20-plus years with consistent support of the Park Board, that it hasn't wavered in all the 20 years of history of this. And so every year that you give this support, it's so important, and all the centers have to still do better than what you're giving them. They need more resources. They have more things to do for people. And so it's a great partnership between the Park Board and these 10 organizations that are all nonprofit chartered groups that have to make ends meet and raise money and so forth. And your support is absolutely essential to that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Hal, for saying that, because we are all nonprofits. and we have a board, you know, we don't have benefits, so sometimes it's hard to get staffing, and so many of us wear lots of different hats. You know, the directors, we're all up there cleaning, we're doing custodial work, we'll do whatever it takes to make it a success. And we operate on very small staff. And so the fundraising is important for us to continue to do that so that we can provide a service so that our members in the community are unaware of what goes on behind the scenes, as that's how it should be.
Yeah.
But when you see the draw, we're doing Santa breakfast the next 2 Saturdays and have Santa coming in at the centre. And that's a great service to the community. We've got this parking, and I have to share this quick story, but we had, a couple of years ago, when we did our last Santa breakfast, because we closed for the pandemic, and so this little girl comes in, and they're all dressed in the night. Sometimes their families are in pajamas, you know, and they get photos with Santa, and we provide a pancake-type breakfast. And she walks in, and she's grabbing her mum's shirt, and she's like, Mummy, that's the real Santa, the others are fake. Tom has his own real beard, and he used to be a professional Santa when he was his younger days, but those are some of the joys that you get. And anyone who works at the centre or who's been around the centre, you do it because you love it and it's the passion.
Yes. Well, we thank you for your passion.
Oh,
Well
thank
done.
you.
Keep up the good work. And
Thank you.
I think it's a wonderful thing. So, hard act to follow, Mark Buning, but are you ready with the financial report?
I am ready, and that is true, and that is a hard act to follow. So we shall start. Let me try to share my screen here. All right, so we'll present the financial report through November. Just a couple of preliminary comments. First of all, I would really want to thank the staff at Parks Accounting for the turnaround on this financial report. There's been an inordinate amount of months this year where there's been a very short turnaround time between the end of the month and the presentation of the financial report. And so there's always this great flurry of activity at the end of the month, book revenues and get the final expenditures in. And then to even make it worse, I took a day off at the end of the week.
You can't do that.
Earlier, so everybody, so I take blame for it. So now the other comment that we're going to see a lot of the same patterns that we've seen. The budget that we're comparing to, again, of course, has last year as part of the average, which was, of course, an anomalous year with the pandemic. And this year, of course, fortunately has been more on track with a normal type year. So we're going to see revenues and expenditures typically being a little bit higher than the budget average. So anyway, with those preliminary comments, let's get started. And looking at our first slide here, we see a comparison of our actual expenditures through November with the historical budget average. And again, we see it's a little bit higher. It's actually pretty close. Actual expenditures have exceeded the historical budget by about 3%, or about $490,000. The budget average, as I just mentioned, is a bit low because of the 2020 being such an anomalous year. And year-to-date expenditures are about $3.5 million more than in 2020, of course, reflecting that greater level of program activity and beginning a normalization of our parks activities. And again, any point there's a question or comment, please just let me know. Otherwise, I'll kind of move through this relatively quickly. Looking at our second slide, we're comparing our year-to-date revenues compared to the historical average. Actual revenues exceed the budget average by about $477,000. Our total revenues exceed 2020 total revenues by about $2.8 million. Mostly in Riverfront Park, this year exceeds the 20 by almost $2 million. And here in our third slide, we like to see a space between the revenues and expenditures.
And in this side, and that we see a comparison of our year-to-date expenditures to year-to-date revenues. And we see that our total revenues exceed our total expenditures by about $1.7 million. And in 2020, at the same point in the year, the total revenues exceeded total expenditures by about $2.3 million, again, reflecting a primary or significant shutdown of our parks activities last year. Now, are there any questions about the Parks Fund before we move to the Golf Fund, or any comments? All right. Hearing none, we'll go through the same routine with the Golf Fund. And in this slide, we see that our year-to-date expenditures exceed the historical budget average by about $490,000. And this is, again, due to several factors, but reflects primarily the record busy courses, the busy year at the courses in 2021. And also, this is beginning to reflect some of the capital expenditures for the roof and HVAC replacement at Indian Canyon. The historically high number of rounds this year requires a large amount of variable costs, such as temp seasonal and other maintenance and operational costs. And furthermore, we've mentioned this in previous presentations, our water costs were exceptionally high from the hot, dry summer that we experienced. This is also a pattern that was reflected in 1400 in some of our operating accounts. Moving along, looking at our revenues now, we see here's the other side of that. Our actual revenues exceeded the historical budget by about $1.1 million. Our total revenues this year this does include the facility improvement fee, exceed the total revenues last year by about $930,000. And the proceeds from the facility improvement by about $162,000, again reflecting that historically high number of rounds in 2021. And again, here we go. We see a nice big space between our revenue and our expenditure column. And again, we're comparing our actual revenues to expenditures. And again, that's a pretty good spacing, a pretty good gap. And the revenues exceed the expenditures by about $1.8 million. And the Golf Fund's year-to-date net revenues exceed the 2020 net revenues by approximately $390,000 as of November. Any questions or comments on the Golf Fund?
I got a question. So, I know we've talked before about breaking out the improvement fee from the actual rest of it, because you can't really count that. I mean, it's revenue, but it's not revenue.
That's
so what
correct.
was the actual revenue without the improvement fees?
Let's see here. Without the improvement fee, look at my other cheat sheet here. Without the facility improvement fee, compared to last year, 2020, the revenues exceeded the last year by $772,000, and a net increase our increase in our net revenue is about $250,000 over last year.
But what about over expenditures this year? I'm just curious what our net revenue is versus expenditures.
In 2020, at this point in time, our revenues over expenditures were about $767,000. This year, they're just slightly over $1 million, $1,017,000. So that's a net increase of about $250,000.
That's awesome.
And our facility improvement fee, at the same point in time, is about $162,000 greater than last year at this time. And our total balance in the facility improvement fee is about $1.8 million.
Cool. That's awesome. Nice work, Dolph.
Yeah, golf continues to be a shining star,
Yeah,
I tell you.
finally.
Yes. Any
All
other
right.
questions? All right, our last slide, we see here that our unencumbered balance in the bond fund is under $100,000. We have a balance of $94,000 in the bond fund. We are anticipating another $50,000 retainage from RCO, from the North Bank, so that would basically give us a balance of about $144,000. But I didn't count it because it's not in the bank yet,
Yeah.
so.
And I think it's actually a little less than that, Mark, isn't it? Because we just passed, in the consent agenda, some items for design workshop, I think, or not design work, but for Garco.
That is correct.
That took out about another almost 7,500, so.
That is correct. That will
Okay.
post in, most likely in December, or the
So
13th
we're-
month, so.
And we're down around 87 or whatever. All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
That is correct.
Thank you. Any other questions
That-
for Mark?
Any,
Well, thank you, Mark.
all
All
right,
done?
thank you very much.
All right, Park Board members, we have no special discussion action items, although I would say that all of you are special with your committee reports. So we will move on to committee reports, and the first one up is urban forestry, which I think didn't meet, Mr. Chase.
No, once again, no, we did not have a meeting this month at all, and, in the Citizens Advisory Committee, they tried to have a meeting, but they didn't have a quorum, and they're still trying to find a chairperson. There's one lady that is interested, but she's gonna let everybody know at the December meeting whether she'll take the chair. So
Okay.
there was no quorum or anything, so on to next month.
All right, thank you, Rick. Jerry, speaking of golf, speaking of the Shining
Yes,
Star.
speaking of golf, no, we did not meet, but that was a first. Yeah.
Yeah, you usually
So
do.
we're usually right out there. What I'd just like to share is right now, even though the green grass is not playable, there are some, other situations at each course where you need to give a call to the pro shop and find out when the simulators are scheduled. And I think that, we're kind of late because by November, they're already set to, set up their classes and their different, formats for different ages, but you can play golf throughout the winter at our local courses. Some of the courses also have snacks and, beverage service available, but you need to call the pro shops. And also, at the pro shop, some of them still have goods for sale for Christmas time.
Aha.
So check for the hours, and, there's still something happening at every course that we have. Next golf meeting, January 11th, 2022.
All right, so Jerry,
So, 8:05.
does Santa golf when he's not delivering? I mean, I assume that he does, but.
I think he has to have a place to leave the reindeer. And with all the grass we have, it's just great, kind of like the moose of a Dunkin' garden.
That's okay.
Yeah. So
All
anyway,
right.
yes, Santa is, quite
Santa's
busy
golfing.
right now.
All right, very
Thanks,
good.
Jennifer.
We'll move on to Land Committee, which gets to be the big cheese in this Park Board meeting. Greta, you get the floor.
Yes, well, Land Committee met on December 1st, and we had a lot of action items. I think they had 6. And of those 6, 5 of them are on today's agenda for Park Board as action items. And they're all somewhat related. They're all related to the library art. And I believe that Garrett and Andrew and maybe Nick have a single presentation that somewhat covers all of the action items, Garrett?
I think what we'll do today, so we'll take the process and the endorsement art as one separate, and then I can run through the amendments together, but we'll still need separate action items on all 5.
Correct, but a single presentation, or are we gonna have 5 presentations? I know at Land we had individual presentations,
We'll still have to break it up into about 3.
into about 3, okay. is there an opening presentation, or should we just move right into specific
I think we just move right in.
Okay,
Go ahead.
All right, well, I have the esteemed Mr. Andrew Chance, our Executive Director of Spokane Libraries, with us as well. What we would like to run through first is, again, we mentioned this too at the last a couple of land committees and also the special park board meeting that was held, and I'll just share the document that's in your packet around the process. And this process, we just want to ensure that the park board feels comfortable that it's parallel to the process that we would traditionally have in the park board using the Joint Arts Committee. So I'm not going to go through every timeline, but the meat out of this is that the Spokane Library Board established a art committee similar to the JAC that held staff from the library board, art commissioners, and architects that was established that went through the process. They went through the RFP process, and then also a public demonstration as well of these art pieces that would be then in turn going to the library board for approval, which did happen in 2021. And then that is what you're seeing today, is just a breakdown of a similar process with the public outreach and how the art was selected. So I just want to pause there if there's any questions just on the process piece. All right, so I'm not hearing any questions there. So I'm going to jump into Andrew now for the endorsement of the art piece. We'll start with Liberty, and so we'll show what the packet was that the artist submitted, and then also we'll stop sharing and then share another presentation of the physical art pieces at both Liberty and Shadle Parks. So Andrew, you want to take it away?
Certainly, and thank you, Garrett, and thank you, Park Board, for having me here once again to talk about the art at our Shadle Park and Liberty Park facilities. The first one, as Garrett had mentioned, is for Liberty Park. The artist that we chose for Liberty Park is, actually their name is actually Sean Parks. And he's an artist out of the West Side. They identify as a queer artist. And they wanted to take a playful play on the concept of Hooptown. Sean is also an artist that works around fiber arts. So he's kind of doing a melding of as well as that fiber art. So what you see on the land there is a representation, very draft form at this point, of an embroidery hoop, very colorful display on the art piece, and also on the hoop are these stitches that you can see throughout the piece. We really wanted some whimsy with this piece. We wanted a piece that kids could feel comfortable climbing on, that they could interact with it. We also wanted something that felt kind of iconic, and something that would encourage people to take selfies. Give some attention to not only the library on site, but also create some different interests for Liberty Park. Just trying to see if there's any other highlights. Mainly the art piece is steel, there's some concrete. He was able to sneak in some fiber with the stitching. Those are actually pieces of polyester rope. So he successfully did that as well. These aren't the final colors. We'll look at those in a bit. We're going to go over Jasmine's too right away. Sure. All right. And then the piece we selected for the Shadle Park Library, the artist's name is Jasmine Brown. She's another artist from the west side of the state. Extensive history in public arts. She tends to use a lot of human figures in the artwork, as you can see through the slides here. Her concept for the Shadle Park pieces were actually around readers in the grass, which is coming up right here, and with a focus on diversity as well. So these are all human figures that would be sitting in the grassy area between the library and the water tower. And these are great representations of what the final product are. They're much more colorful. We'll bring up some slides so you can see those in just a bit. Garrett is bringing up what the actual piece at Liberty Park looks like. When I've been there, I've seen kids climbing on it, having a great time. For both these pieces, we wanted to get them, close to the park, close to the library, to sort of serve as an asset for both the library space as well as the park space. And the next slide will show a representation of Jasmine's pieces, again, using some bright colors. Her original proposal for the space was in a swale area that's over by the drive-up book drop. That we didn't really feel would work. We also wanted, like I said, that better connection to the actual park, so it would serve as an asset or a gateway between the library and the park as well. Any questions on the art? All right.
Okay, so I think it's time for a motion. Greta, would you like to make a motion for the endorsement?
Yes, I will move that we approve the endorsement of procurement and selection process for art installations at Shadle Park Library and the Liberty Park Library. I have a second.
It's Kevin, I'll second.
Kevin, any further discussion? In that case, I will call for the question. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand, or both.
Aye.
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 Opposed? Nay. The motion carries unanimously. Next action item. Return to my agenda. The Shadle Park library and land lease and use agreement, and there's a similar one for Liberty Park. And are those going to be presented together and be separate motions?
Yeah, we'll just present those together, Greta. I think that would work the best.
So there'll be two motions. There will be the Shadle Park Library. Maybe there's going to be three motions. The Shadle Park Library and Land Lease and Use Agreement Amendment, the Liberty Park Library Land Lease and Use Agreement Amendment, and the Liberty Park Library Remediation Memorandum of Understanding Amendment number 2.
All right, sounds great. Well, thank you. So a part of this process, working with Andrew, unfortunately, we found that either a portion of the art pieces or the entire art piece was outside the original lease boundary, and so that's why these motions are to the park board today. On your screen is the amended land use agreements. This one here is for Shadle Park. What you see in your packet is the underline is the amendment addition. So with Shadle Park was originally 77,000 square feet was that lease boundary or that footprint that the library board would either be building the facility and amenities on and also maintaining and operating this land within the lease. We're asking today that we would exceed that 77,000 to now 80,376 that you can see here, and then also added language that the branch site will also include the installation of art. The art is within the revised boundary footprint and will be approved by the library board. Park board has reviewed and approved the library board's art selection process, including the use of the art selection panel, and endorses the selected art for the library branch. The library board will be responsible for the ongoing maintenance and operations of the art included within the lease boundary. The amendment also includes an updated exhibit for the site. So you can see in the yellow hatch is the original 77,000 square feet. So what we're asking today is this additional triangle wedge in blue with that additional 3,300 square feet, which would include some of that art installation to happen within that location. So right now it's just updated pathways and connections with a grassy area in the middle of which some of that art would be included. And so that's what we'll be asking for the amendment on the shadle. Running into the Liberty site, original footprint was 43,000. We're asking to increase that to 49,645 square feet. And it also has the same art language as the previous amendment. And with this one, the original art piece that was installed was 100% outside of the original boundary. And to increase the awareness around the maintenance and operations, rather than just creating a small wedge to include the art piece, we wanted to take a straight line from the existing parking lot to the south and have a straight line up to the north that would be included in the maintenance and operations of the library board. And so that's where you see the blue hatch of the additional 6,645 square feet, and then you can see in the yellow hatch is the 43,000 square feet. Now with that, with the added land, comes the third item in the remediation of the leased land. So originally, there was an existing tennis court at Liberty Park, and working with the library board, the original agreement was $175,000 to the park board for utilizing that space. The first amendment, we upped that to $225,000. And so these are dollars that we have in our 1950 account today that we plan on working with the neighborhood to update the playground areas and other amenities within Liberty Park. The library board also participated and funded a mini park plan, master plan for Liberty Park as well. So we have some great data and a good starting point with concepts for what those improvements could look like. What we're asking today is to increase this amount with an additional $35,000 to a total of $260,000. And where we got the number for $35,000 is what we took the square footage cost in the original agreement, and then we increased that with the increased footprint at that same per square foot cost, and that totaled to the $35,000 with making the grand total of $260,000 total to the park fund for future improvements. Any questions on those three items?
Whoops, Greta, you're muted.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
Plowing away. I'm not
You're
here
correct.
for any questions. Before I make a motion, I would like to make a comment, which is the same comment I made during land committee, is that basically the purpose of these three action items is that the library built or planned to build facilities that are outside of the area included in their leases with parks. And it really is something that I hope as a board and staff as well can work to ensure that it doesn't happen again. When we make these types of agreements with our partners, we have to have assurance that the language of the agreements are respected. And with that being said, I would like to go ahead and make a motion that we approve the Shale Park Library Land Lease and Use Agreement amendment.
Kevin, I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? In that case, I will call for the question. All in favor, say aye, or raise your hand. Both.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. The motion carries unanimously. Moving on, I would like to move that we approve the Liberty Park Library Land Lease and Use Agreement Amendment.
Second that.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the question. All in favor, say aye, or wave your hand, or both.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. That motion carries unanimously. And the third, or I would like to move that we approve the Liberty Park Library Remediation Memorandum of Understanding Amendment Number 2, which is a net increase of $35,000.
Kevin, I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the question. All in favor, say aye, or raise your hand, or both.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. And that motion carries unanimously as well. And our final land committee action item is a resolution supporting additional boilerplate language relating to art installations. And Nick, I believe, has a short presentation on that.
Sure. I'll just show you the language there quickly, Greta. Of course, as you mentioned, we want to prevent this sort of thing from happening again, and one of the best first steps we can take as staff to help prevent any issues regarding art or lease boundaries is to amend our future contract language. And so in your packet is a full resolution, and I have on my screen here just a portion of that resolution, which is asking or resolving that the Spokane Park Board incorporate in future agreements with third parties who would be authorized to make modifications to park property, a section which incorporates the current administrative policy regarding artwork in parks and recreation areas, as it may be amended and restated from time to time. So the selection, installation, or removal of any art by a third party in a park would be subject to the policies and procedures that are set forth for artwork in parks and any of our own actions. So the language here is on the screen. I haven't read it exactly, but we will look to incorporate that into future contracts. So are there any questions on that language? Okay, if not, that's all I've got for you, Greta.
All right, well, thank you. I would like to then go ahead and move that we approve the resolution supporting additional boilerplate language relating to art installations.
This is Hannah. I second that.
Thank you, Hannah. Moved and seconded. All in favor, raise your hand or say aye, or both.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. And that motion carries unanimously. So that's the end of our action items from Land Committee. We also had a couple discussion items. There was a discussion item on the proposed Cochrane Control Facility preliminary design, and that is, it's the City Utilities Department is installing control facilities. It's basically to help clean up the Spokane River, and this is for stormwater in the Cochrane Basin. And part of the agreement, as I understand it, is they are supposed to come and give us updates on it occasionally. And we got an update from Dan Buller, and he presented some figures. And basically, as I understood it, the main impact of park land is that there will be some trees removed in an area at, Northwest Boulevard and TJ Meanox. And that was Land Committee. The next Land Committee is scheduled for 3:30 p.m. on January 5th, 2022, via WebEx.
Thank you, Greta. You had all the fun stuff this month. All right, well done. Sally, Recreation Committee.
Hi, everyone. We did not meet, but I do want to, there's been a couple of questions about the podium, so I wanted to make sure that I just gave you a very brief update. As you know, there was a delay in opening the podium, and so we have not programmed anything yet from Parks and Rec. We actually went forward, and it was in the activity guide for a couple of programs that didn't happen because the podium was delayed in opening. So we're going to wait till they get their kinks out and move forward with an April opening, starting with volleyball. And that will give the podium time to get the things worked out in the new facility and for us to be confident when we put our programs out there in the activity guide that we're set to go. Let's see, we are still attempting to see if we can get some youth exposure this winter with the collegiate teams practicing at the podium. So there might be a possibility of getting a clinic working with the college track participants and coaches. So we'll keep you updated as we know more, but I just wanted to give you a brief update on where we're at with the podium.
Thank you, Sally. That's really important to know. And April's a good time to get started. It's springtime, so that works. Okay, Nick Sumner, Riverfront Park Committee.
We did not meet. Bob and Finance were gracious enough to do our action items, so we will meet on January 10th after the new year.
All right, very good. Well, Bob, you were largely handled action item-wise in consent, but go ahead and take the floor for a minute.
Certainly. The Finance Committee met Tuesday, December 7th at 3 p.m. via WebEx. President Jennifer Ogden was appointed as a voting member, so a voting quorum would be present. 2 action items were presented, and with unanimous approval, moved today's board meeting as part of the consent agenda. Garrett Jones presented an initial draft of the MOU between Spokane School District 81 and Parks. The purpose of this MOU is to define process and responsibility for establishing dog parks within the city while providing a replacement for the 15-acre South Hill Dog Park that will be replaced with construction of a new middle school on Mullen Road. This was a discussion item only with no vote requested. Mark Bunig presented the November financials, which continue to illustrate steady progress to another sound fiscal year end. Salaries and wages increased by almost $1.2 million over 2020, with the largest part of that coming from increased temporary seasonal wages, which indicates that Parks is again able to support the community's economy through increased hiring. The increased salary expense has been offset by a surging revenue generation, which has produced the desired fiscal results. The meeting was adjourned at 4:07 p.m., with the next meeting scheduled for January 11th, 2022, at 3 p.m. via WebEx.
Thank you, Bob. And while you've got the floor, go ahead and into the Development and Volunteer Committee. I'm not sure you heard me.
Thank you. The Development and Volunteer Committee, we met on Wednesday, November 17th at 3:30 p.m. via WebEx. Kelly Brown provided an excellent summary of the October 28th CAC kickoff event, and with plans to have another one on January 12th. Completing the CAC membership was the primary topic discussed at this meeting. Requests to join from various Spokane Friends groups were reviewed, along with partner organizations and members of the business community. It was also suggested to seek representation from currently underrepresented areas of Spokane. And Garrett said he would reach out to contacts in those areas. Individuals or groups who had expressed interest in serving on the Citizens Advisory Committee would be asked to submit a letter of interest to Garrett for consideration and final approval. We're well on our way to completing the Citizens Advisory Committee. I appreciate all the efforts that people have done for that. Kelly and Christina Verhoel volunteered to manage, along with the help from park staff, a booth at the Winter Market. So far, there have been 3 of these events that they have staffed. The DVC is currently working with Chris Wright and the King Cole 50th Anniversary of Expo 74 Committee to provide planning assistance. This is projected as one of the initial projects of the still forming Friends of Riverfront Park Group. The meeting was adjourned at 4:42 p.m., and at that time, the next meeting date was to be determined by a polling of members. The poll was taken, and the meeting is scheduled for January 18th at 9 a.m. And that's all.
Thank you, Bob. Well, my president's report is very short and simply to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I know it's a busy season, but I hope you take time to walk through your parks, your neighborhood parks and Riverfront Park. Volunteers are paid in emotional currency and appreciation. And park board members, you spend a lot of time doing good for your fellow citizens. And so I want to extend my appreciation to you for all of your care, your passion, your work. And I hope you take the time to walk through a neighborhood park and pat yourself on the back a little bit and said, yeah, I did good, because you have. So thank you very much. Greta, Conservation Futures?
Yes, I do have a little bit of news. The county Board of County Commissioners unanimously approved the 2021 Conservation Futures Prioritized Acquisition List, which the Land Evaluation Committee, which I was on, recommended. So the next step, I believe, is to start looking at appraisals of the various properties. For those of you that might not recall from my previous reports, the 2 top properties are properties that would be taken on by City of Spokane. One of them being the Trolley Trail, which is a very pretty tiny little piece of property that just allows some connectivity, the Trolley Trail. And then the other one is the Palisades, which is a chunk of property that will complete the connection of Palisades with Riverside State Park, other than the fact that there will need to be a railroad crossing one day. So that is my Conservation Futures report.
Great. Thank you, Greta. Barb, Parks Foundation. Barb Ritchie, hello.
I think I saw her leave.
Did she leave? Okay.
Stepped out, yeah. She didn't
did.
have a
All right.
report, they didn't meet.
That's right. Okay. Well, you all saw the Parks Foundation budget amounts coming through your emails, just a statement of what the funds are at this moment. All right, Councilmember Cathcart.
Yeah, well, good afternoon, everybody. I think, Jennifer, you took my report, which is Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's been a great year. I've really enjoyed being part of this board with everybody here. And I just wanted to share, too, if you didn't know, the City Council put on its legislative agenda a capital budget request of some dollars to invest in Minnehaha Park. So just wanted to put that on the radar for everybody, and hopefully we'll be successful in securing something. But if not, I'm going to continue to push for the use of some ARP dollars to be used for Minnehaha. So anyway, just want to make sure and share that. But Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and thank you all for being such a wonderful group.
Thank you, Council Member. And thank you for your support with Minnehaha. That's terrific. Hope it passes. All right, Mr. Garrett Jones.
All right, well, thank you. I just want to thank this wonderful board and the wonderful staff for another great year. I can't believe it's the end of 2021. And I hope all of you have a great Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And, you know, we started this year with a lot of uncertainty again. Started off the year with a big windstorm. We went through historic heat waves. But at the same time, we were still able to increase our recreational opportunities, open up aquatics again. Our golf courses have never been in better shape. Huge capital investments in opening up the North Bank and capping off a great redevelopment project in Riverfront Park, the North Suspension Bridge, and then our great water conservation projects that we've been working on, all while still creating a sound financial platform for us to be able to adapt to the future. So thank you all. It's been a great year, and I'm looking forward to many, many more.
Thank you, Garrett. All right, we have no executive session and no correspondence, so I am adjourning the meeting. Merry Christmas, everybody. And Hal, thank you.
Merry Christmas all.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Val.
Everyone.
Christmas.
I'll tell Santa you've all been very good.
Bye.